Margaret Atwood's memoir comes out today, and according to reviews, she lays into childhood bullies, blasts male critics, and condescending interviewers, and reveals how the Canadian literary scene was at times a hotbed of vicious gossip, jealousy, and backstabbing. Wow. All right, so when asked why she wrote the memoir now, Atwood said, "People died. There's things that you can say that you couldn't say when they were alive." So when is the right time to call people out professionally? What do you guys think?
I don't know. I don't think I could do this, even if they were all dead. I feel like the reason is I'm glad that Margaret's doing it, though. I'm kind of excited to read this, but I feel like even though there would be people who I'd love to sort of like shine a light on, people who many people would think is, oh, you know, the perfect person, they've been so nice or helpful. Sometimes you want to shed a light on the other side of that story. But everyone has their own stories of people, and so I feel like fans of whomever she might be criticizing or family members might have their own take on whatever this is. So I just don't think you win when you call people out.
Well, they can write their own memoir.
Well,
sure. Or their own tweet. I mean, I was brought up in the Catholic tradition of forgive and forget. It is very hard to do, but I believe in the spirit of that. So I'm more of a fan of, if any of us have a situation, I mean, this is a working relationship, to address it in the moment. I know that can be hard to do, but I think grudges are a lot of weight on those who carry them.
that's right.
Yeah.
I think there's a difference, though, because I'm waiting to hear what the stories are, because a grudge is one thing. I think there's a gender component to this, because to me it shows that nothing has really changed. Margaret Atwood is in her 80s, and she is still waiting for people to die before she can even talk about them. And I think that's really interesting for women. I think for a lot of us, we have seen and endured a lot of stuff in the office, in the workplace, in relationships. There is a consequence for women who speak out against people, even if it's something really horrendous. And so I do think that, and she just proved it. She's like, I gotta wait till they're dead to talk about them, because she's one of the most powerful authors in the world, and she's scared of consequences. So I'm not gonna be speaking up. I don't know if I would ever speak up against people who I have stories about. I might wait till they're dead as well, because we have words for women who do this because we like our women a certain way.
But would you chat with me if something happened?
Yes.
Would you chat with me and be like,
Yes,
hey, can we
but
talk
this is
about it?
different.
Off
Yeah.
camera, away from camera.
Listen, you know what's very interesting? I'm with you, Jen. I don't think
Yeah.
it's right to wait till the person's passed away, because then you're putting it on the family of that person to kind of hear this, and like they weren't there for it, so how are they going to respond? But I will say I understand where Atwood is coming from, and I don't think it's a gender thing, because this reminds me of a few years ago. Last year, Quincy Jones died, but a few years back, 5 years probably before he passed away, he started opening up about all kinds of stuff that he had been sitting on for decades, and they were bombshells. And when you hear what he had to say, you'll realize why he couldn't say it when those people were alive. The first one that hit me was he called the Beatles the worst musicians in the world. He said Ringo couldn't play the drums to save his life. He also accused Michael Jackson of stealing a whole lot of songs. You couldn't say that while he was alive, especially because you worked on Thriller, Michael's biggest album. And this bombshell, he said that comedian Richard Pryor and Marlon Brando were lovers. Could you imagine if he had said that while those two men were alive, those two juggernauts? So I understand that it depends on who you're talking about and the level of your career, where you kind of do have to wait till people are resting in peace somewhere quietly.
Well, they're not resting in peace after that anymore.
I know, it's a lot.
Well, ultimately, Margaret Atwood is sharing her life story. We're very interested in that. She's an incredible writer, and that is her story to tell. And we all have a story to tell. So that's my hope, is in a memoir or in fiction that we think about our own story and how we tell it. So I'm looking forward to reading as well.
I
have so
can't
much
wait.
respect for her.
Margaret, if you're watching, please come on the socials to talk about your book.
Spill your beans here.
Hey, you, come a bit closer. We've got so many more must-see interviews, spicy debates, lifestyle tips, and pop culture moments. So subscribe to our channel by tapping the logo below and don't miss out.